Hello. This is one of the few fire towers that I'm going to climb because it was only 2 flights. That monument I just showed you, I don't know what it is. I don't know which one it is. I left Mosey's and she had me on trail by 7. She fixed us a tremendous breakfast. Eggs, I don't know how many strips of bacon, and homemade breakfast potatoes. And it was really incredible. That's the kind of breakfast that hikers really need because of all of the protein and fat. And she is a former Thru hiker. She hiked in 2015 and completed the entire trail. She's a very nice lady. I enjoyed staying at her house. This next section is going to be kind of tricky. I have a mail drop in Unionville, which is about 7 or 8 miles up, and then my next drop will be, in theory, 3 days later in Fort Montgomery. And after Fort Montgomery, it's going to be 6 days until I get to Salisbury, Connecticut. That is, if my calculations are correct. So I'm not sure how it's all going to play out. That will be an awfully long time to go without charging my devices or getting a shower. So I think that I am going to keep my videos as short as I can for the next week or two, just in case I have trouble finding places to charge my devices. I do know that there will be lots of delis along the way, which I do hope to partake of, and they probably will have an outlet there. I am going to go to Pochuck Mountain Shelter. There used to be a spigot on a house right before there, but now there is a barn where you go and you can pay 50 cents to get a gallon of water, but it just flows continuously, so you've got to keep your water bottles handy and get them all filled without as little waste as possible. So that's my plan for now. It's subject to change, and I guess this will be the end of the morning report. This is Rebound, signing out. I just went down a wrong trail, and when I got back on the AT, it went the wrong direction. I don't know how long I've been hiking the wrong direction. Just picked up my box from the post office. I had to really rush to get there by 11:30 before they closed for lunch until 1. But I did get there in time, and I sat at the general store. They had a nice covered porch with some benches, and I ate my lunch there. I bought a soda. I didn't eat at the Italian place there, nor did I eat at the deli they had inside the general store, because I had bought a rotisserie chicken to eat for supper last night, and I deboned it and packed it out. So I had that in a tortilla for lunch, and I am also going to have that for supper tonight while it's still good. So I am back, headed toward the trail. I don't know how far off I had to go to get into town off of the trail, but it wasn't too far. And I am thinking at this point I'm going to stop at that first shelter. It will be a fairly short day for me. I think maybe 13 or 14 miles. But there is really no good place to stop after that. The water sources are iffy. The stealth sites are iffy. So I'm just going to stop short and try not to feel bad about it. These are everywhere and almost on every tree. I see them flying all over the place. I see them all over every tree. This is scary. That tan thing is the egg sac, and I believe she called these tent moths, maybe because they cover their eggs like that. Hello. I did indeed stop at the first shelter out of Unionville. I stopped to get water at the place where you had to pay, and I just wanted to set the record straight. When I got there, the people that owned the well were there and were cleaning the machine, and they told me that the faucet at the house that used to be the water source for this shelter froze. The pipes froze, and it was never fixed after that. And they said they started this machine, this place, for water for hikers in the beginning, but the general public wanted to use it, so they started charging for it. But they said there is a basket with quarters there for hikers to use. And there was indeed a basket there, and I did use those quarters. So I just wanted to clear that up. And I also have to let you know, if you are hiking behind me or have any plans to hike this trail in the future, that after you get your water, it is uphill to the shelter, so be aware of that. Also, I wanted to bring awareness to the moth situation. There are moths all over the place, and every tree in this area practically has moths laying eggs on it, and these moths are killing the trees. This is serious. This is a potentially bad problem. There weren't this many dead trees when I hiked the trail in 2016 and 2018. And I noticed it back in Virginia, that there were just a lot of dead trees. And it didn't really compute in my mind until I saw that poster that was talking about how the spotted lanternfly lays its eggs on trees, and they were asking people to kill them. With these tent moths, there is no way any one person can kill all these, and they're going to kill all of these trees. You know, there was a scene in the movie A Walk in the Woods where they're at a view, Robert Redford and Nick Nolte, their characters were at a view, and Robert Redford says, you know, one day this could all be gone. And I thought that was really a strange line, and I wondered what could possibly make this all be gone. But these moths really very well could, if they're killing all of the trees. So, if you have a conspiratorial view of the world and of history, that could be considered predictive programming if these moths do indeed kill all of the trees. When I was passing an area in Pennsylvania, there was an area that I did not go through. And there was one point where I saw a sign that said this area closed for environmental reasons. And shortly after that, off in the distance, I could see a large swath of dead trees. And it wasn't like just leaning trees in the midst of the woods. It looked like an F5 tornado or a Category 5 hurricane had gone through there. And now I'm wondering if that's an area where there was a concentration of these moths. And I do remember one of the posters that I saw talking about how it could have a huge economic impact, these moths, and the only thing I could imagine is that it's the trees. So anyway, for what it's worth, that is my public service announcement for today. I hear some crunching in the woods. Just trying to make sure it's not a bear. So anyway, it is about 3:30. I'm gonna eat and do my routine and then go to bed. I did not sleep very well last night. I don't often sleep well in hostels. I guess I'm just a light sleeper or something. So I guess I don't even have a plan for tomorrow. I haven't even looked at it yet. So I guess that's it for today. This is Rebound, signing out.